Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce hospitalization. So, of course, the challenge with a word like hospitalization is that it has so many syllables, and to sound natural and say it fluently, you do need to go rather quickly. But I have some strategies to help you get to that point where you can say this word smoothly and easily in your everyday speech. So first, let's break it down syllable by syllable. Make sure you know what sounds are in the word and where the stress patterns are. If you want help just for the word hospital, I do have a video just for that as well. But hospital is part of hospitalization, and so beginning with working on hospital can be very helpful. So in the word hospital, the main stress is on the ha syllable, the first syllable. So it would sound like hospital. And we retain that stress pattern in hospitalization, except that the first syllable ha is no longer the main stress syllable. In hospitalization, the zay is the main stress syllable. Words that end with ation, ation, are pretty much always stressed on that a, that second to last syllable. If you think about organization, nation, education, that ation syllable is a very strong pattern you can rely on for pronunciation in American English. What's challenging here again is that we have that ation stress, but we have hospital, a lot of syllables before our zation syllable. So let's break it down. Generally, when you're going to practice, you may want to stress on zation and then build from zation. So it would be like this: zation, lization, dilization, spitalization, hospitalization. What's happening in each of these syllables? So the first syllable, ha, letter O says the ah sound. This is typical for a stressed syllable in English. Words like hot, job, problem, that vowel, that letter O says vowel ah. So I rewrote that here for you with the letters AH to help you visualize and think of it as an ah rather than having any rounding. No O or ah sound, but ah, ha, hospital. If you have trouble with that, you can try pairing another word like hot or even father, a word with an A, my father, hospital, etc. Matching those vowels. And then when we get to the next syllable, spittle, you'll see here there's a little mark under that T in the IPA. You might not see that in the dictionary, but it means that Americans will use, rather than a T sound here, they're going to use something that sounds more like a D sound. It's called a flap. So hospital, dull. I'm going to lift up for that T sound and I'm going to make it a little more like a light D. I'm not going to do a strong D there. Hospital, no. Hospital, dull. I just have my voice on and I do a light tap up for that spot for the T sound. Then you also might have noticed that in when I was going from that flap to my L, I really wasn't doing much of a vowel here for that letter A. So I did mark it with a schwa, hospitalization. If I'm saying it slow, I'm going to have that sound. If I'm saying it quickly, hospitalization, I'm going to sort of get rid of this and go right to my dark L, hospitalization. So you can look at my video for words like little, Seattle, to know back of the tongue down, lift the front of the tongue. So dull. You may want to just build from ul, dull, hospital, dull. So you can feel that sense of how to make that flap and dark L together. And then hospitalization. Here, for this letter I, we have a reduced vowel, hospitalization. It's just a little I sound. You could even think about it like an sound. We really just want to be fast on it so that I have my time and my length on zation. Again, trying lization. You just want this to be a little stepping stone to your zation. Other strategies, besides building from the stress syllable, just try one syllable at a time slowly and begin to speed up. For example, Hospitalization. Then try to get a little more of the rhythm. Hospitalization. Finally, hospitalization. Take as much time as you need on each of those steps to really feel comfortable with all of the sounds and how you sequence it together. Once you can say hospitalization by itself, do try practicing it in some short phrases as well, because you'll find that maybe you can master the word and then you're speaking and it's still a struggle to say it. One more thing to mention, when we add an S to make it plural, we add the Z sound. So hospitalizations, hospitalizations. Oh, similarly here, you'll see that I wrote a letter U like a schwa here in this last syllable, but we really go right from the SH to the syllabic N. So we have a syllabic L and a syllabic N in this word, trying to just move as quickly as you can from the sh to the n, shin, hospitalization, hospitalizations. So a few phrases you could try. We've seen an increase in hospitalizations. The vaccines help significantly reduce hospitalizations and deaths. Hospitalizations have decreased as the weather has changed. Okay, so this is a current word we're using a lot that you might find was a little bit challenging. I hope that helps you. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as later today we'll have our live question and answer class. So you can attend that class live on YouTube. You put your questions and requests in the chat and I'll answer them for you live. We talk about words, American accent, sounds, lots of different things to help you improve overall. So I hope you'll check that out. I want to encourage you to attend and ask your questions. It's wonderful for me to get your suggestions and requests. It helps me know what to cover in future videos. Thanks so much, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you later today in our live class. I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. SpeechModification.com. Bye, everyone. See you soon.